Welcome back to Let's Automate This. Anthony Virgo here. Today is going to be a little bit different. Today is going to be a long form video where I'm breaking down how I use Claude Code to perform different tasks in my life. And hopefully this is going to motivate you, educate you, and help you get the ball rolling with whatever you want to do as well using AI. Today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to teach financial freedom. Literally, I'm gonna ask Claude Code to design me a plan, a budget, a dashboard, action plans, everything that I need to become financially free. I need a tool, I need dashboards, I need to be able to see my budget, my finances, all in one place, and I need it to align with my goals in life, where I want to be in the next 5-10 years, where I want my family to be, how I want my health to be, where I want my businesses to be. So this is how we're actually going to do that today, with natural language, a little bit of coding, Claude Code, but mostly imagination, mostly things that I have on my vision board and my plans. I'm going to give that to Claude Code so that I can design a financially free life for me. So I hope you guys are ready for this journey. Hope you guys are ready to dive deep. No strings attached. I'm not holding nothing back. This is how you master Claude Code to become financially free, to run your own business, become your own solo entrepreneur. And I'm gonna teach you here right now. Let's automate this. What made me want to design something like this? And why am I doing this here with you guys? So we're gonna go ahead and zoom into the project. Freedom. What does freedom mean to me? Cash flow over expenses, no job. So I have a lot of cash flow that's covering my expenses, and I am not working a job, meaning I am not working for anybody else. I'm working for myself. I'm still going to be running my own company. I'm still going to be taking contracts, partnering, doing content, but I am not under any stipulations of anybody else. Next, on the far right, is going to be personal time. More personal time. So this is going to be time with family, time for personal development, time to learn AI, time with my son, time with me just growing, being creative, because I honestly believe that we're in a space, or we're just in an era that we're not living naturally like how we're supposed to be living, meaning we are of this planet, of the earth. We need to be roaming and exploring. We do not need to be at a job somewhere, mind-numbing activities. This is what AI is here to do and do for us. So we have freedom, cash flow over expensive, and more personal time. And then clear projections. Basically meaning I need to know what direction my life is heading. So we're gonna do personal growth suggestions, financial advice, and suggestions. So this is the mindset when it comes to me designing something that's gonna help me become financially free. You wanna have some type of goal in mind. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna zoom out. Now we're gonna go into the logic behind it, right? The logic behind this stuff. If my goal is to become financially free, what do I need to do, right? I need to understand my cash flow. I need to understand this cash flow right here. Where's the money coming and going, right? Where's the money coming and going? Then I need to address the money lenders with a plan. So any debt that I have, right? Anything that's a liability that's taking money out of my pocket, I need to address them with a plan. Then I need to plan for the future. I need to be able to plan for a future outcome. right? So I need to plan for a future outcome. So we got to address the money lenders with the plan. And then we got to understand our cash flow, where the money's coming and going. So if you're thinking about cash flow, we're talking about assets and liabilities, right? My assets and my liabilities. What are my assets? What's bringing money in? What are my liabilities? What's taking money out? That's the mindset, right? Then when you go to addressing the money lenders, right? Plan to pay off all X by Y. So you need to understand a plan. If you're tackling debt, tackling anything, you need to have a clear plan on when you want this to happen. So if I'm going to say within the next 3 to 5 years, that needs to be specific. If anything, I can't even say 3 to 5 years. I need to say in the next 3 years. Next up, plan for a future outcome. If you're somebody like me who's a personal development junkie who listened to Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all of these books, you understand the importance of planning for a future outcome. That's by law. So what does that mean? What does my investment accounts look like? What does my businesses look like? And what does my personal gain/development look like? So 3 boxes here, but powerful boxes. So let's zoom out again. So this is my structure in terms of what I'm thinking about building. So we had the mindset, we went to the mindset. Now I'm thinking about a logical structure where all of this needs to play and run into each other. Next, we're gonna go into the build. This is our tool, Claude. Claude is gonna help us bring this to life, right? So what I want from this tool is I want no manual input data. No manually inputting data. I don't want to input my data. Basically, I want to be able to either sync my bank account, sync what I have, upload my tax documents, upload my expenses. It tell me where I'm losing the most money, where I have the most opportunities, and then it will run that pretty much every day or once a week, where I can have a screenshot or a first glance of where I'm at financially. It needs to feel like a notification. It doesn't need to feel like another budgeting app, a budgeting system. I need to be wanting to look at this and be like, okay, this is what I can do for the day, or this is what I can do for the weekend, or the holidays are coming up, what can't do at a quick glance. Dashboard with details. So we're gonna always want more information. So I'm gonna have a more in-depth dashboard with the quick glance. So if I'm seeing that I'm losing money in spending, right? The dashboard is gonna tell me my day-to-day spending at this deli, or I'm spending a lot on groceries this week. That's the factor that's the more detailed, or that's the details that is gonna go in. Then daily summary. So I want it to, if I'm gonna have it running maybe once a week or once a night, it doesn't even matter. I just need a summary. I need a daily summary in some way, shape, or form. Whether a notification pops up on my calendar, whether I get a SMS text message. I need a daily summary when I wake up and before I go at night about where did my money go, where did it travel, and what happened to it. And then I want the tool to be gaming, like a gaming system, user-friendly, something that is really going to make me want to interact with my finances more. So this is pretty much the structure and the way I'm designing the tool and what I'm going to actually give the Claude to actually build, right? So let's go to the actual prompt right here. And this probably still needs some work, but this is just going to be a guideline in terms of how I'm going to talk to Claude about the plan that we have. So the prompt says, you are a financial planner who actually plans for a better outcome and future. Your only gain is for you to get your clients to financial freedom and personal success. I need a markdown prompt that will create a personal tool that will not only help me budget, track expenses, and pay off debt, but one that will get me rich and living wealthy. I don't want to have to manually input my own data, and I need a morning and end of day summary that's easy to see and get access to. I also need advice based on research of the most successful and wealthy people in the world, as well as my spending habits, to understand if there are good opportunities to increase assets and reduce expenses and liabilities. This tool needs to do a good job of understanding my goals and things that I'm interested to give me advice on how I can become rich by doing the things that I'm good at and my interests. What I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna edit it, but I'm gonna give examples. So, reference books such as Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm gonna give it some things that I understand myself and what really helps my mindset, just so it can get built in a way that I'm going to be able to understand it. That's just the full picture of what we're going to build today. So that's what we're going to build. That's what we're going to get excited about. This is how we're going to reach financial freedom, all by using AI, natural language. Obviously, you want to have some type of thought process. You obviously want to put this in a structured form so that you'll be able to make fixes, but also stay on track and evaluate whatever you're building is making sense for you and it is hitting the target in terms of what you want to build. Because Claude will run off with an idea that it thinks is great for you, but you also want to keep it on track. So next, we're going to get into the actual build. We're going to pull up Claude through Cursor, and we're going to start building. We're going to watch Claude do its thing, and we're going to see what happens, how we fine tune it, and then try to get maybe a 80 to 90% completed tool that makes sense. So I hope you guys are ready, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for this build. I'm excited for you guys to learn it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the channel. You guys are amazing. Also, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are someone who wants to learn AI and need to connect with someone for certain services, for consultation, I'm your guy. I will be more than happy to sit down with you, work through a transformation plan, or just understand where you're at with AI and then give you some advice one-on-one. You can reach me on my LinkedIn, Anthony Virgo, and my email is linked in the description below. It was just tax season, so I have all of my documents from the past year all together in one place. What I did was on my desktop, in my documents, I put it all in one place so that Claude is now gonna have access to it. I have all my statements from the past year. I have my W-2, and I have some other documents in there as well. Just so Claude has an idea of what I was spending over the past year, and then it's going to be able to predict. I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to go back and forth with Claude. I'm going to have it on plan mode to start, just so you guys can see the planning and what it's actually doing. And then in some way, shape, or form, I want to be able to give Claude access to my online banking. So we're gonna see if we can maybe do that through an API, or maybe I could just give Claude my login information, and that's where it's gonna be able to pull the data from about my spending and give me those daily or nightly summaries. So that's the thought process behind this. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're doing this together. This is how you can become financially free with AI and Claude Code. At least this is how I'm trying to be. So what we're gonna do now is go right into Cursor, and what we're gonna do is open up a new project. So I'm just gonna go into Documents. I'm gonna go into my Cursor. I'm gonna go to Budget. So it has all these PDFs in there. So as you can see on the far left side, you're gonna see those are all my statements, my PDFs, all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and do Command J. Command J is how you're gonna open your terminal in Cursor. There's different ways you could do it. You could toggle it on, but if you have a MacBook, which I have a MacBook, press Command J and then it's gonna, press Command J and then it's gonna open the terminal for you. And as you can see, Claude popped right up. I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit just so you guys could see what we're building better. So what I did was just close the cursor agent out. I use the cursor agent from time to time. I also use ChatGPT, so it really varies. Right now for this, we're gonna close that agent. If we need to reference an agent or need some advice, I'm gonna open it back up because that's the agent I'm gonna use for this course. I'm gonna use ChatGPT maybe as well, but really I want you guys to understand how this function, Claude Code within the terminal, and all that. So if you see the small red letters here, it says bypass permission mode. So the bypass permission mode is currently all on. I'm gonna turn that off. So I'm gonna put Shift and Tab to cycle. So I can accept edits, plan mode, bypass permission. So there's different ways. So we're gonna do plan mode for this. Before I get started, you guys are gonna hear me say a few phrases before and after I start prompting. And pretty much what that is let me actually come to you guys so you guys see. What that is, basically, there's different ways how you can maneuver and use Claude Code. I personally love to use natural language. And with that, I've designed myself in terms of how my workflow works to just speak to Claude, and then we go back and forth, and that's how I choose to build. You can always type, you can always, use any large language model for a prompt and things like that. I like doing it this way because it feels more natural for me to bounce ideas off of AI if I'm talking to it like it's a real person, if that makes sense. So you guys are gonna hear me shout at the computer a few times, but don't be alarmed. It's just how I use Claude. If you guys remember, I had a prompt pulled up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that prompt up. But I'm also gonna be freestyling a little bit as well too. You know, I'm gonna use it as a guideline, but I'm also gonna be freestyling. So let's go into Claude. So we're gonna do it on plan mode instead of bypass permission mode, only because I really don't want this is my information, so I don't want it to just run wild and go on the net or anything like that. So we're gonna do Shift Tab. We're gonna go into Claude, Shift Tab, and we're gonna go to plan mode. So pretty much you could go for shortcuts. Claude has some really great shortcuts. Accept edits, so you can accept edits on for certain things. So just in case it's giving you an update and it needs you to approve some edits, you can bypass the edits that way, and then it'll ask you on the next segment of the project. Plan mode, it's actually just gonna plan everything out. It's gonna understand what you're telling it, and then it's gonna come up with a plan on how we're gonna execute this. And this is the plan that we're gonna start with. Just so you guys know, bypass permission is if you just tell Claude what to do, right? It's just gonna run off and do it, right? No approval needed. This is only good when you already have what you what you want and play. So maybe the second version of this, I'm gonna do bypass permission mode, but for right now, we're just gonna build in plan mode. So here is how I start my prompting process. Okay. Start listening. So Claude, this is what I need to make. And we need to execute a plan in order for this to come to life. This is going to be a tool for my personal use. In the future, it might be duplicated, but for right now, it's going to be for my personal use. So this is what I need. I need you to some way, shape, or form create a financial planner who's actually gonna plan a better outcome and future for me. The tool's goal or the measure of success is that who's ever using the tool is able to reach financial freedom and personal success. I need a tool that's not only gonna help me budget, track expenses, and pay off debt, but one that will ensure that I get rich and wealthy. With this tool, I don't wanna have to manually input data. I want to some way, shape, or form maybe connect my bank account, and then the tool is updating me with live information. Ideally, I would want it to be user-friendly, gamify the user interface, and I want to be able to have easy access to it and have an easy summary. I also need it to be able to give me advice based on the research of the most successful and wealthy people in the world, and also wealthy literature by people such as Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. The tool should be able to let me know based off my spending where there's some opportunities and where there's some places I need to reduce my spending and my assets. Also, another book or a few more books that I pulled up from my Audible, which is why I have the mindset of creating a tool like this. Also reference The Richest Man in Babylon, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The 10X Rule, The Money Code, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and any other documentation of wealthy people. Create it and let's see where we go from here. Stop listening. Okay, so I just created the prompt, and right now Claude is in plan mode, planning this whole entire thing out. So it's doing some research. You guys are gonna see this. So what's happening right now is referencing the documents that I made. Sorry, it's not even referencing the documents yet. It's actually researching budget apps. So a prompt came on, I'm gonna allow it. And we're just gonna see what Claude comes up with. So this actually takes a while, but now we're back. And let's see what it did. It pretty much updated everything that I told it. It's asking, what's your target monthly income from A+ active services? This helps set realistic wealth projections. Okay, so from the information that I'm giving it, it's asking about my business. So it says, what is my target monthly income? 5K, 10K, 20K, no target yet. Let the AI advisor help me define this, chat about this, skip interview and plan immediately. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's do 20K months. That's my target for A+ active services and my business. Then it's asking me, do you have Plaid and Anthropic API keys available to put in your NV file? So I only have Anthropic, so Anthropic only. So pretty much, I think it's going into certain things where it's trying to figure out what tools that it needs to actually, get to make this thing real. So now it's giving me an idea of what like a dashboard would look like. So net worth, cash flow, savings rate, wealth projection, financial freedom in 10 years. And then 6 lines. Or it could say, hey, here's your financial brief for today. Your checking account balance is boom, based on A+ active income this month. You're on track from X above your... I actually like that one better. So I'm gonna submit my answers. Let's submit the answers. And now excuse me, now it's in plan mode again. So this is the plan that it came up with, and we're just gonna dive deep through this. So this is a bunch of words. Please don't get alarmed, because if you really dissect it and go through it, it's really just some simple things. So it's finished the plan, and pretty much what it's telling me is Anthony wants a personal AI-powered financial planning tool that helps him reach financial freedom and wealth. Okay, so auto sync bank data via Plaid, no manual entry. So no manual entry. Get advice grounded in wealth literature such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, X, Y, and Z. Project the path for financial freedom with real numbers. Gamify the journey, right? Use the tool, feels rewarding. So it has all this great information. So key decisions, right? From the user, from me specifically. So the income target is 20K months. This is a base scenario for projections, not optimistic, reflecting the 10X rule mindset. So basically, based on the literature that I gave it, me only thinking or projecting 20K is not even big enough. So I need to and this is exactly why I'm saying this is exactly how we're designing it for me, because this is the mindset, or this is something I need to hear, right? Plaid not set up yet. App launches with Anthropic only. Plaid integrates build, but gracefully degrades until keys are added. PDF history. Okay, so it's just going through how we want the stuff to be built. So now it's giving me a tech stack, the back end, the layer, the data, what is going to be used, the API, the structure. All of this is code. So it's going to go into the database, and it's going to have tables such as user. So I'm gonna have to log in, right? It's gonna have the transactions, the goals, the depths, the assets, the monthly screenshots, the AI conversation badge, every projection, where's the income, AI advisor, summary prompts, identity. So then it made an identity for the agent that's gonna be helping me or giving me advice, right? Open message. On first day visit, our advisor page auto generates a briefing from the financial snapshot, right? So it's just going through all the things that the tool is going to be able to do and how it's supposed to be doing it. This is really, really great. And it's telling me how to run through these stuff. So verification, right? It's going to run a Python script, and then it's going to add load, local. It's going to run locally on my device. It's going to connect to my bank. Plaid opened up Bank of America. We're going to sync it, right? We're going to visit the project. So now it's asking me, do I want Claude to bypass permission, or do I want this to be built manually? Or say no, redefine the Ultra plan on Claude Code on the web. So now it's giving me options. I'm gonna say yes, manually approve. So I still want to approve what's happening because, again, this is some sensitive information. Now, if you do /BTW, which is, by the way, I'm just going to give Claude some more information. So let me see what is it asking. Okay, so this is where is it getting my information. Start listening. Claude, did you reference the documents that's in the files? Just want to make sure that you have it. Just want to make sure that's where you got the numbers from and that you're using them. So right now it's building. I just said, hey, make sure you reference the document. Yes. Stop listening. So it ensured me that it went through the documents and it is using my information 100%. So this is amazing. So we're gonna let Claude do what it do, and we're gonna have a final product to preview for everyone. But this is pretty much how you use Claude Code to design something. It's gonna go back and forth with you. You're gonna be able to bypass permissions. If you already have the structure, and then you're gonna be able to have something that you can feel or play with or display. So we're gonna see what the end product looks like. And like I said, if any of this was super helpful in terms of your AI journey or helping you, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to work with me specifically, my information is going to be down in the description. Okay, so what happened now was it completed what we asked it to do. It asked me for my API key, which I just gave it, and then it dropped it in a .env file so that it's secure. And now the app is ready to be displayed. So I'm gonna go ahead and display the app for us to take a look at in real time, and we're gonna see how it goes. So this is the tool that it created for us. We're gonna go ahead and test it. Okay, so this is the app that it made, and it looks good. It looks like, we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna test it out, see what it gave me a password and all of that. So, all right, so this is the app here. Wow, it looks amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like something that I would use. Let me go ahead and play around and see what's going on. Okay, dashboard. Okay. So it's showing me, is this Is this is all accurate? It might be all accurate, to be honest with you. Connect your bank for live data. My wealth at a glance. So I'm in the hole, $300 right now. Transactions. Okay. Okay, so it's showing my transactions in here and fees. I like that. Projection. It has my projection in here. Okay, this is I like where this is going. I like that it's colored and ready to go. Let's go to my goals. Reach 20K. Okay. Pay off debt, pay off Amex. Invest $500 a month consistently. Okay, that's a goal. Debt planner, 33 months, snowball effect, or avalanche method. Wow, so it gives me that. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Assets. So it's going into my assets. It's know where my savings accounts, my okay, liabilities. Okay, it has some stuff in here. You feel me? My status is broke but woke. Broke but woke. There we go. I love this. I love this. So obviously I'm gonna build on this a lot more and turn it into something super fruitful. But as you can see, all I did was prompt this. I didn't do anything special. All I did was prompt this and bring this to life. So thank you so much for sitting down for this course and listening to what I had to say. Like I said, if you found anything useful, something that you want to build, something that you want to start, I'm your guy. Please like, comment, subscribe, connect with me on LinkedIn or through email. It's linked down in the comments. And I'll be doing more tutorials like this in depth so you guys can really see how building is really now being pushed to any and everybody through natural language. I'm Anthony Virgo. Let's automate this.